Margaret Alaska here. Look, I welcome the bill and support the bill, and hopefully the bill will be unanimously supported. Obviously catfishing as is the new term, but it is a real issue for so many people. We're all aware anecdotally and from newspaper articles of vulnerable people, and maybe not so vulnerable, whose money has often taken from them by this process, who maybe believe that they've developed a relationship with somebody, something akin to a romantic relationship or a love affair, and we give money to somebody ostensibly to travel to meet them, or we'll give money to somebody to assist them in some area. So it obviously can result in theft and fraud. It, of course, can result in emotional distress, great emotional distress for the victim when they discover it. And indeed, as is rightly pointed out, and in 9.1b, there are two victims here. The person whose identity is stolen and used, and the person who's at the receiving end. So it is a very sinister thing where they purport to be another person, and another entity, and take on even a different gender, as was mentioned, and that arising from that they extract money, or they defraud, or they emotionally distress somebody, or they can destroy reputations and names, and this could have implications in many spheres of people's lives. So I think the bill is a good one in that regard to deal with this. I think there has to be robust fines. I suppose the whole policing of the internet and the policing of the online area is a new area. We've all well acquainted, and those of us who had the privilege at some time in our lives of reading a wee bit of law know that there's very well defamation law and defamation law developed around the print media, and indeed slander around normal conversations, and then defamation where libel where this is recorded. There's well developed legislation in that area, but there's not the same in the internet, because it's new uncharted territory, and we're working in that area. I had the privilege, in fact, Senator Oireachtas, who's leader of the Irish delegation on the Council of Europe, would be familiar with what I'm going to say. I had the privilege of being the rapporteur on a report within the Council of Europe, which got a lot of traction on the sexual abuse of young people online through introduction to pornography, etc., and sexual violence and a whole myriad of things, the minds that are not fit to cope with it, and it shouldn't be any mind looking at it, but to those people but whom are particularly vulnerable. And arising from that study, I also found out that another form, if you like, of catfishing or of fishing on the net is, of course, the whole area of inveigling young people into gambling, etc., and into bringing them into illegal gambling and I know my colleague Senator Castles shares my interest here, as does Senator Wall, who's just left us, that there is an issue here with young people being inveigled, for want of a better term, into online gambling and into the whole gambling area by giving maybe bonus points and supposed credits and wins to get them into it, and into various games. So, but to get back to the essence of this bill, I think it's a good development, and I congratulate our colleagues on it, and my colleague to my right on it here, Senator Chambers, that it will get, if it has to be amended, as you say, so be it, and if it has to get further discussion, that's not a problem, but it's important to get the legislation onto the statute book. The concept and the principle is a good one, and it's a matter of refining it in legislative terms, and we have enough civil servants and legislators to get that effectively done. So, I mean, we're all aware of victims, we're all aware of cases, and we can all picture people who have the potential. Maybe somebody could be living alone, vulnerable, lonely, and in a particularly difficult time in their lives or whatever, and they're capable of being lured into this kind of thing. And you get people in certain personal circumstances, and it creates a situation where they can be lured down this dreadful road, and with awful subsequent issues for them. So it's important. Perpetrators are fined and are, as the bill says, imprisoned up to a year or whatever it takes to show that we're firm on this, and to act as a disincentive to any more of it. So it doesn't merit much more discussion than that. It merits, I would hope that the bill would gain general acceptance. I would hope that then, as required, that the Minister or whatever departmental amendments would be necessary would emerge, and they hopefully would gain general acceptance. It's only a matter of netting these people. So I think it's a worthwhile discussion. Our party expert in this area on catfishing has just arrived into the chamber now, and maybe he will contribute to the debate. I was only trying to delay the proceedings until his expertise could be launched onto the debate. Thank you.